Good evening. We're back live. I hope this works for you. Tonight we are doing a 1440p transmission. This is the CrossFit stream. Not really. This is a 3D printing channel. That was my question. Last time the suggestion was we should try to stream 1440p. I will double check how the bandwidth is. Let me know how the quality is. So I think I will double check the internet speed, whether we are now we have the bandwidth set up correctly. I think I've set it to 6000. That should be good. And we should have some headroom, still some headroom left. Yeah, kind of. Still kind of limiting out the internet connection for some reason. Let's see. Tell me how it goes. If it doesn't work, I will have to shut down a couple of things that might consume bandwidth. For now, I don't think that it is. Let me shut down this. Is it better now? Okay. The question is, how good is the streaming quality? 1440p on YouTube and 1440p on Twitch. And I'm curious if that actually works, because YouTube's currently giving me some kind of advice that I should reduce my resolution for some reason. Probably they are not happy about 6000 streaming an upload of 6000 with the 1440p. Maybe they are expecting more bandwidth from my side, but I'm not giving it. Okay, if it's good now, I'm happy. Great. So welcome back, everyone. Welcome. I want to go through the list. Who's there? I've seen Alexander, Mad Scientist, Tutum Carmen, Porphyrius, Xileon, Bison American Club. Nightbot is also there and posting all of the information for you. So if you're watching from YouTube, you'll see that we have a giveaway tonight. The giveaway is a auto laser engraver, which is, well, put down the headphones. Auto laser engraver, which is in this box here. This is the giveaway for tonight. Basically the March giveaway, because we did an out of the ordinary giveaway last time. And the way how it works is during the stream, you're gonna collect nozzles on Twitch if you're watching from Twitch. And every 10 minutes you get 5 nozzles, which is our virtual loyalty currency. And with the nozzles, you can enter the giveaway. And you can enter basically all of the giveaways that we do. Every time we do a giveaway, you can basically spend as many of those loyalty points into the giveaway as you wish. You can also skip and say, I'm not in for this. Laser engraver doesn't interest me. I'm gonna wait for the next one, which we are gonna announce next week, basically for April, which is awesome. I can tell you, we have lots of nice things for next month. We have a great giveaway, and throughout the rest of the year, this is going to be happening basically once a month. And you can spend it's all in the, basically it's all in the explanation of the giveaway, how you can spend your nozzles and how you collect them. Great. I hope you're doing well. How was your last week? Because my week was super, super busy. I can tell you that, I hope this is now, like, I'm wondering why Stream Deck is, what's going on with my Stream Deck? Acam, still not working. Stream Deck is giving me a little bit of a headache tonight. It seems to be that it's, for some reason, it's not showing anything. Even if I press a button, nothing happens. Why? I don't really know. Maybe I should have restarted the computer before the stream started. But anyways, we try. Is it working now? No, it's not. It's not working, so we have to do this manually tonight, unfortunately. So this is how far we are with the studio wall. Basically almost done. This week I was printing like crazy. I was printing probably the complete right-hand side of this panel wall. We didn't finish yet the cable installation for the lights. That's going to happen. Lights gonna move. But basically we're almost there. Right-hand side is still not finished completely. I have. Why is it? What's happening here? Overhead is working, but this camera is not working. Why is it not working? What is happening? It's simply not doing anything. Why? Why is it not doing anything? Let's see. Here we go. So this is the right-hand side. That's how far I am. Not fully done yet, but I am currently printing these last panels here for the side. This is going to end right here when the window frame starts. So we're gonna go down to the bottom and that's it. Now the next thing that I want to do is really make a good selection of hooks and storage containers and all that stuff that I want to put here to store all kinds of tools and glue stick guns and all that stuff, and screwdrivers, leveling tools. The hammers, basically, where I didn't print the hammer mount yet, but we need to. Yeah, I'm currently figuring out what I need to print. The printers are still busy printing the panels, so until the printers have done like the rest of the panels, there's no capacity for printing any accessories yet, because my goal is really to finish up the wall first, and then we can start printing all of the accessories. Some interesting details about this tool wall construction here. The whole panel wall, like in the end when we're done, it is going to be 180 panels. Each of them weighs about 150 grams, so it's somewhat around 27 kilograms, I guess, in overall filament. Probably the biggest. I'm not sure if this is not, probably this could be the biggest 3D printed studio wall installation ever. I'm not sure if anyone else has that many 3D printed panels in a studio or in a workshop, and probably the biggest 3D printed IKEA SCADA's compatible back wall system. So maybe I should call Guinness and ask them for some people to come over to do the world record. Okay. Print some nails. Yeah, your package is already on the way. So it's basically DHL picked it up today. It could be a world record, yeah. And I was thinking about this. Like, is there possibly any other person in the world that has such a huge 3D printed panel installation or a workshop wall that could probably define how many like square meters this is, but it's probably one of the biggest. Okay, what are we doing tonight? Unfortunately, one thing didn't yet happen. I didn't have the time. I didn't clean the linear rails for the Voron build, so I would have to do that. But maybe we can delay it a bit and do some other stuff first for the Voron build. So my plan for tonight is we're gonna take the Voron kit, which is the Voron 0.2r1-S1. Complicated name, but it's basically the next version of the smallest Voron printer, or the latest version of the smallest Voron printer that's available. And it has, I think, a build volume of 120 millimeters or something. So it's not very big. But it's a pretty tiny, nice printer. Last week we did the color selection. We decided that red cherry, I think it was cherry red or something, ABS, and combined with bronze. ABS is going to be the color combination, if you remember, the Iron Man. And now, since I printed a couple of parts, you can probably imagine a little bit better how this is going to end up looking like. So this is a couple of pieces for the printer build. This is for the Z-axis motor mount and spindle. And yeah, we're gonna put together a couple of the things tonight. One thing that I totally forgot is the Kirigami. For the Kirigami bed mount, we still need to print a little LED plastic piece, which we're probably going to do throughout the stream. And we're also going to have to put up the Voron build guide to follow along, because this is my first Voron build and we don't want to mess up, right? When I start doing videos, I plan to have a printed background with the guitar I built on it with some LED backlighting. Nice. I still think it takes less time to print the panels than find a way out of IKEA. I don't know where your next IKEA is. The original IKEA panels are pretty large. I think one of the normal sized panels is probably like a 3x6. Probably 3x6 panels from my 3D printed wall. Something around, I think this must be 50 centimeters and this is 60. So I think 50 by 60 or something is the standard size of the panels. But the good thing about this one is you can basically take it and in Fusion 360 I have a parametric version of this, so you can basically change how many holes you want in each direction simply by changing a variable in Fusion. And you can then say I want this panel to have in this case it's I think 6x6 holes, and which results in a 240 by 240 panel. So it's not only like that there is 6x6 holes that are spaced as per the definition of SCADIS, but they are also spaced correctly that connecting panels are like having an equal distance of the next best holes, so to say. So you can, like, if you have something that's overlapping multiple panels, it will still work because the distances are spaced out correctly. And then you can change it and say I want for example for the side here where we have the window, there's a little bit of a smaller piece that we need, where we can say we still need 6 holes height, but we want 4 width, and then it's gonna create this panel in a different size, and you can basically set it up as you want. Subscribers are rewarded with 3x points. I think that must be a mistake. It shouldn't be. And you can't subscribe, that's just correct. And if that would be the case, I would be in trouble because then it's not a raffle, then it's not like equal chances for everyone. So we can't do that, honestly. We have to do it that the loyalty points are only can get earned by watching the stream. So you have basically everyone has the same chances, and paying for a subscription shouldn't give you more points. But I can check this, where this text comes from. This shouldn't be there, honestly. The public page says what? Subscribers are rewarded with 3x points. Yeah, this isn't really, this is not working. Just checking out if I can basically change that. How many points should viewers get for watching? 5 points every 10 minutes. Bonus, there's no bonus. Viewers, following, tipping. I'm not sure where this text is coming from, because in the loyalty settings for the bot, there's nothing to be set like this. Bonus points for hosts, no. Bonus points for following, tip bonus 0, follower bonus 0, host bonus 0. Honestly, I have to double check where this is coming from, because in the settings I have no way to actually change that. Maybe it is somewhere else. Maybe it is somewhere else. But yeah, for this time it doesn't really matter, because there is no subscriptions yet, because we're not an affiliate of Twitch yet, and so it is not possible to subscribe to the channel anyways. Is this the case from teaching tech? I've checked it, but sadly I cannot relocate the PS2. What are you talking about? I printed a heavy-duty electronics case that stiffens up the frame also. Maybe I'm missing the context here. I'm sorry. I'm missing the context. Sorry, Sasuza, I missed that. What is the question? I didn't really get it. Where do nozzles go? Where do the nozzles go? Well, I can show you what the purpose of the nozzles is. So, screen sharing. So this is the website, and basically there's the giveaway website, and you can, as long as you watch the stream from Twitch, you can basically check how many nozzles you have by saying ! nozzles, right? So ! nozzles will give you on Twitch the number of points that you have. And so you can see this in the chat now happening for me and for everyone who does execute this nozzles command. And then you can always know how many you have, and then you can spend them into any kind of current giveaway. So as soon as the giveaway runs, you can spend the points by saying a ticket max or ticket number, because ticket number means you're not spending everything, you're spending just a selected amount into the giveaway. All right. Here you see, that's how it works. That's how it works. And that's how it's gonna work in the future. It's quite simple. In the end, it's very simple. Okay. So let me switch back to the overhead. So I have done a few bags here for different printouts. This is probably the pieces that we're gonna use last, because that's already connecting part for the frames. These are special, very small, tiny pieces. These are going to be nut slide-in helpers, or like basically where you are sliding in the square nuts, and they are gonna held in place by these plastic pieces in the frame. So they are not going to fall out in the first place, and it's easier to screw in. Because they're going to be pushing up these square nuts a little bit against the extrusions, because the square nuts otherwise are a little bit too small and they could fall out and could also basically reorient in a way that you don't want them. First thing to do tonight is really sorting out the extrusions according to the manual. And we need to take a look at the Voron manual first to figure out what parts are going where. So let's look at this build guide first. The build guide of Voron is actually pretty nicely written. And if you are interested to follow along, I can just recommend, if you want to take a look yourself into the manual, I'm going to post the link to the main website where this is all coming from. The Voron 0.2, this is the starting page, and then you can download the assembly manual. And the assembly manual is starting with a couple of general terms that are used, explanations for the different parts that they are using. We might also have to do a couple of heatset inserts tonight. I need to bring over the, maybe you can place it here in the back so we can use it without taking too much space. We could use the heatset press for this. And yeah, there's a couple of explanations. What are the parts called and how are the blind joints working together. So generally all of this works. And then later on we are starting. This is something that we can actually skip. Then there's an interesting other detail, because for the 0.2r1-S1 build there is a couple of changes. And that is coming from the LDO. I think I had this. No, where does it come from? LDO. This is the one. There's a couple of things that I printed specifically for the LDO version, which is a little bit like a couple of pieces are different. And then we have another guide. I think I have lost the link. Why? I think this is where it came from. There was a couple of links on the website. Tuning printed parts guide, wiring guide. It was coming from this. Here we go. This is another guide. That's from LDO. So the complexity of this build is a little bit that there is an official Voron guide for this printer. And then there is a LDO version of this, which is basically showing you what are the differences, what parts should you skip, what other parts should you print instead of specific parts from the original, which is a little bit of a downer because it could be better in a way. It could be, they could have taken the original guide and made a new guide, change out all of the stuff. I think this is the thing that my personal critique about this already is, why is there no unified LDO build guide for this? But yeah, it is how it is. So build notes. And this is basically the changes. So we have to be very careful to not miss a page and a comment about a specific page where they made changes or said skip this, or no, don't drill this hole, that's and stuff like that. So it is something that we have to double check for every single page. I did this, I was reading already the first, I think, 50 pages, just to be sure that I'm hopefully not missing so many things yet. And yeah, so that's how we start. For example, page 12, we're skipping the drilling because we have already pre-drilled extrusions, which is great because I don't want to do that myself. And now I think what I'm going to do is really just sorting out, sorting these extrusions using the guide. And so we have them in the order A, B, C, and from right to left, left to right, so I can remember what at least a little bit easier. So the A extrusion, and there is a little bit of a super small difference between those. There is one extrusion here in the set of this, I think it's 10. One of them has not been drilled, so probably the biggest challenge is to figure out which is the one that has no drilled center hole. And to figure that out, I hope I can immediately see this. Don't want to put a screw into every single one of them, but these look at least the same. Maybe we can find one that looks different. So these are, and there should be how many? 9, but I think there is a little bit of a difference. It's not exactly 9 because it's 10. And one of them is not drilled. Which one could it be? Let's see if we can spot the difference. You can't see this probably, but I hope I can find the one that is not drilled. These look fairly the same. Maybe we can just put them all together and look. Can we see the difference? Can we spot the one that is not drilled? Not so easy actually. Maybe we just some light. You know what? All of them are drilled. Fun fact, I have 10 A extrusions, or B extrusions, if you will. I have 10 B extrusions, which are all drilled. So the question is this correct? I mean, probably it doesn't matter if one of them is drilled, which is originally not supposed to be having a thread. So this is what I'm talking about. There's supposed to be one A extrusion which has no thread in the middle, but maybe it doesn't matter in the end. Maybe it's okay if this is already having a thread, because maybe you're just not using it. The other ones should be threaded with an M3, right? And that looks fairly okay. So these are the A extrusions, A or B. It's probably the same. Then we have the C extrusions, which are not threaded in the middle, but they have holes at the end. Distance 7.5 millimeters at both ends. And there should be 2 of them, which is what I have here. So we have 2 extrusions. It looks actually that all of them are threaded, having a thread in the center hole. So maybe it is just a standard extrusion that they have and it's all the same, and then just to drill the holes when it's required. So these are then going to be our C extrusions, which we require 2. And interesting enough, there is probably a second one that has the same hole distance, which is the D extrusion, which is also drilled, of course, because it's all the same. So C and D extrusions are basically the same in the Voron, in the LDO kit at least. And we have the E extrusion. The E extrusion has 1 hole about 29.5 millimeters from the edge, which is this one. This is 1, 2. This looks like 4 identical, also threaded. These are 4 identical. So it's the E extrusion is 4 times. This is correct. And then we have the F extrusion, but it is yeah, I have the Kirigami bed. That means I'm not using the F extrusions which don't have a hole. Actually, we don't have them here. So we're skipping the F extrusions and the G extrusions because we don't use them for the bed mount. We're using the Kirigami CNC bed mount instead. And then we have finally H extrusions. Interesting enough, they have holes, but I don't see them here. Oh, there they are, okay. And the hole distance is probably the same as in the other ones. It's also 7.5, and we have 2. Yeah, that's correct. So I think we're not missing anything. Then we have the J extrusions for the top head. The H and the J are probably for the top head. So we can probably put them on the side for a while. The top head is the very last thing to build, and it's not really required in a way. It's optional, doesn't really add anything to the functionality. So this is something for the very end. The rest should be good. Yeah, the thread, being a thread, I think if there's a thread in the middle of all of them is probably not an issue. It's just probably that LDO has all the same parts and then they are just drilling a couple of holes. What I like about the LDO kit is the precision of everything seems to be very good, at least from what I've seen so far from any kind of other build that has been on YouTube and on other channels. The quality seems to be pretty good. Good. Mad Scientist, gaining nozzles automatic now, or am I just missing the icon? No, it's happening automatically for everyone, right? Everyone who's watching on Twitch will automatically earn the nozzles, and that's it. You don't have to do anything for that. You can check later. Even if I'm not streaming, you can spend the nozzles, but you cannot earn nozzles by watching something that is recording. So it only works live to earn the nozzles. Good. I think from that perspective, we're good with the extrusions. It's all complete. We did the unboxing. I checked the parts and it's all complete. From my perspective, it looks good. We're now going to look at the first actual thing that is already different, because we have these nut carriers, and I think in the page 18 kit nuts, the kit includes nut bars. We're probably gonna find them now. That's the first challenge. Find everything. So I am looking for the hex nut bars, or the nut bars. Let's find them. These are a lot of the microphone. So we have the slide-in nuts. We'll take a look at this in a second. These are square nuts. Basically, that's what's holding the frame together with these plastic helpers, which are holding them in place in a good position, in a nice position. A couple of things, maybe the tools we could use at some point, but maybe not. But where are these nut bars we should figure out? Revo hot end, probably something for later. Linear rail kit is for sure, we need that, but not now. The build plate and parts, that's also something that's coming later. So we should figure out what we need for this part of the build and what not. And the rest should be not considering us, not bothering. Tool head, no, not now. But we should organize this differently. Keep it in the box, figure out where my rails are. This is the power supply. Kirigami bed mounting, not quite, but we'll need it very soon. Today. Kirigami fasteners kit, yes, please. Cables and LED, we'll need that, but not yet, not now. And again, we need to print one little piece. Cable kit is, I think there's no rails in there. Yeah. You can check the linear rails package if there is the nut bars. Electronics and wirings. Not sure. No, it's not here. Not here. PCB kit, most likely not. Maybe it's in a linear rail package. Just want to see what's in this. Motors we don't need yet, so we're gonna put everything else to the side now. I think we're good with the pieces that we have here. So, the linear rail kit. Let's take a look what's in there. Mount the press to the wall. I think the interesting concept. So these are so tiny. Look at that. So tiny. Linear rails, but so small. Hopefully you can imagine how small. I mean, you think about linear rails, you have probably seen linear rails, and then you're seeing, let me show you the normal size, which is like this. These are, I'd say, these are the usual size, right? This is linear rails for a normal 3D printer, I would say, and this is the linear rails for the Voron. And there's such a huge difference in everything. It's so small and so narrow. It's okay. So probably we can find the nut bars also here. This is, I'm not sure if this is the nut bars. The kit includes nut bars. Could be. Not sure how they exactly should look like. Let's take a look. In the manual, these are, how many? 5. To populate all 5 adapters, you need 50 M26 screws and nuts. So the question is this, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there should be a different distance. It doesn't look quite like that. We're gonna figure out if this is the thing that we need. These are basically just little metal bars which have pre-drilled threads in there, but if I look at the distance of the threads, doesn't quite fit this picture here. Nut bars, like a snap. Yeah. So not quite what I was looking for. So these are the linear rails, which is fine, and we have probably some linear rail, these helper tools, which you can use to slide them over. However, this is a question mark for me. Is this what we need, or is it not, and where could we eventually find it? If maybe in this package here, this looks like only the panels. We can double check if there's anything else in there. But I don't see it. And in the fasteners and tools, there is nothing. So, I mean, most likely there is nothing else. Maybe that's it. I hope so. We have to double check. It's so packaged that, so closely packaged that we can't see anything here. But it actually looks like there's only the panels in here and nothing else. Yeah, that's everything. There's no additional parts here. Good. That means, most likely, since this is 5 pieces and they are like, the only thing that confuses me is the distance of the holes. It looks a little bit different from the original drawing of the nut carriers, because the spacing looks different, if I'm honest. Especially the middle two, but maybe this is all good. Maybe it's all good. The next thing, linear rail preparation and mounting. I have to skip this for now because I can't clean them at the moment. I don't have the proper tools here. I'm waiting for an ultrasonic cleaning box where I can do this a little bit easier. Flushing, you could also use alcohol to flush the oil out, which is a total mess, I must say. I did this once with other linear rails. And bottom left, grid bars. Pre-drilled thread bars. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like these thread bars, pre-drilled, if I'm not mistaken, these are the things, right? The only thing that is a little bit confusing compared to the original manual is that the center holes are spaced out a little bit different. But maybe it's all good. Maybe it's all good. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is the nut bars for it. Pre-drilled. It's probably right. Here we go, right? Many kits come with metal bars with tapped M2 holes that replace these printed components. I can see that. I think it's all good. It's probably just that the holes are spaced different. It's just a different placement. Probably all good. Okay. Linear rails. Next step here is there's a pretty extensive guide on how to clean those. Again, I'm going to do this in the ultrasonic pad, on the ultrasonic cleaner, using some bags where I'm going to put alcohol in. Maybe that's something for, I'm waiting for this thing to arrive because I think it's the easiest way, and I always wanted to have a ultrasonic cleaning bath system anyways, for a couple of reasons, because it's super easy to clean everything that is oiled up and you want to do it with alcohol. So we're gonna like basically do this at a later stage. We're not gonna forget about it. We're gonna just keep on going. And here we go. So the E-extrusions. We need the E-extrusions. Let's remember what the E-extrusion had been. it is the ones that have one hole. Where is this guide? They have one hole with 29.5 and millimeter distance. We have 4 of them here. That's right. These are the E extrusions. Yeah. Excuse me for jumping back and forth a little bit, but it's a little bit tedious. It's not only these guides that we have to double check. We also have to jump back and forth with the LDO. And again, page 19, which says, this was the previous page, the linear wells need to be cleaned and looped, which is something that I've already watched, but I didn't do yet. Blah, 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 nut. Then on page 20, it says, insert the nut bars rough side up so there is more friction to keep the rail from slipping. So let's do this. We have 4 E extrusions, and there is a round side. There's a round side here, and there is a flat side, and the flat side is also a little bit rough, which is the side that we're gonna put up. And it should be just a slide-in thing. Mind the access hole location. Yeah, so there's the access hole that we shouldn't cover. So they're gonna stay here at the other end. And since we have 4 of these E extrusions and a little confusion with the manual, is my personal interpretation is that we will basically have more than two. Probably we're gonna have 4. Why is this only 2? Maybe we need the rest later. Let's see. I double triple check. But I think it was 4, right? Yeah, it was actually 4 E extrusions. I'm not sure why they have in the drawing this. They are just displaying 2. I'm not sure if we don't need more than 2 at the moment. Might be that we only need 2 at the moment, and later on we need more. Something from my job: alcohol won't dissolve all types of grease, but simple household degreaser will do much better. Just make sure you wash all degreaser residue if you need to lubricate what you degrease. Yeah, that's the point. That's probably the thing that's a little bit unfortunate, that I don't have the ultrasonic cleaner yet, because I was looking at a couple of different guides that explain how to do the lubrication and the cleaning of the linear wells, and it's all very tedious and it consumes a lot of alcohol, because you're just like pouring tons of alcohol into the linear wells, and without knowing that it's actually cleaning something out. You have to do this multiple times. You probably have to use some kind of yeah, how's it called, syringe, so to make sure that it gets everywhere. So it's not an easy process. So I think the ultrasonic bath is going to be the easier way to do it. So yeah, let's see. And the unfortunate truth is that probably we have to, since we're skipping this for now, we probably have to mount the rails a little bit later. I don't see a huge problem doing this a little bit later, because we could do it now, but it's like, since they are not cleaned and lubricated, it doesn't make sense to do it now. I think we can still mount the frame together, at least this section, and then we can probably install the rails at least a couple pages later, which shouldn't be a huge problem, right? I mean, it's just like, it's all accessible from the side, and it should not. I don't expect that this could be a huge issue, but maybe you have a different opinion. Doesn't look like. Okay, So what is this? The Y rail. So this is how it's going to be mounted using these nut bars. We're just going to keep the nut bars in the slot for now, and we're not going to mount the rails yet. We're doing this just a little bit later. And then this is how it should look like in the end. We're gonna double check on that a little bit later. Then we have the end stops here. Basically, this is the two plastic pieces that go over the, just making the alignment easier. I think I have them here somewhere. At least I've printed them. Let me see where they are. Good question. Anyways, I think I had put them in some of one of the pieces bags. Yeah. Let's find it. I think it's here. Yeah, here we have. Yeah, so we have these end stop helpers, which are just placed at the end of the rails to keep them from sliding out, just blocking the linear rail from sliding over and out. So that's it. So we're coming back to this point. Then the next important detail is drop nuts versus, I think it's in my case, it's not called drop nuts, but it's called a little bit different. It's no drop nuts, and there is another version of that, which is mentioned somewhere else in the manual, which is square nut holders or something like that. They are basically all do the same purpose. You drop the nut into this plastic piece, and then you slide it into the rail, and it prevents the nut from dislocating, and especially it prevents it from turning upside down, or basically just falling out through the slot. Sliding is not an issue, but it's basically if you turn around the frame and you don't have these no drop nuts, they can just fall out of the slot, and then it's difficult to align them again. And also, if you want to insert the screw, it's holding it already like to the very top of the frame or the extrusion, and so it's easier to insert the screw because the nuts are held in a better position for that. Okay, so that's how the concept works. It's optional, but it's probably much easier to assemble everything. Then we have C extrusions. Okay, we have C extrusions which also get the rails. C extrusions have two holes. That are the ones with the holes closer to the end. So we're going to use another two rails. So these are the E extrusions. CDE. And these are the C extrusions. So we also have these nut bars going in there. So they should be somewhat placed in the middle. And what's the next one? So this is where they are going. These are the vertical rails for the Z-axis. Now we have the Z rails, which is also something that we're going to do later. They are also secured in place in the same way. There's also this end stop here being used. And Then with the Z-axis, preparing that and assembling the first part. I think this is the first thing. I'm not sure like if they had. Is this already something that we need to assemble? I don't think so, right? Sorry for jumping around. I'm just trying to understand whether we already have to mount something together or not. I think this is just the explanation of the preparation, but it's not yet assembling everything. Okay, so we probably also have to double check the distances. So this is the C extrusion. We already inserted the nut bars. We have the Z-axis rails, which are going to come later. We have to skip that for now. They are not clean yet. The frame, Z rails, and I think this is where we are starting something to assemble something. So we're gonna take the what are the extrusions? Which is the one? Which extrusions are we looking at? So B extrusion. B extrusion is without any holes, if I'm not wrong. Let's come back here. The B extrusion is not, there's no holes. It's identical to the A extrusion. We have a sum of 10 for those. We have a total of 10. Okay, so we're going to take this, 2 of them, and assemble these, preload the nuts. So for each of those, we have 2 M3 nuts. Now, this is something that you have to remember. It's not these normal M3 nuts. It's the square nuts. And for each square nut, we are going to use a little no-drop helper. So this is how it looks. I hope you can see this. One of them. So the square nut goes in there. And it's holding the nut in place. See that? And that helps the basically just not from falling out. And you just push it in through the slot here. And we'll probably need a little screwdriver to push it through. But the good part is it's basically it cannot fall out now. Otherwise it could fall out. T-nuts would be easier, yeah, but there isn't any in the kit. Don't ask me why they're not using T-nuts, honestly. Not entirely sure for me, not entirely clear for me why this is the case. I think the positioning of the nuts could also be the question, how to place them. I would say the square nuts all don't have equal sides. They have a little bit of a round side here and a sharp side. So the round sides are probably going to be aligned with the linear rail, with the rails, so they can basically just push against the inside. So we're gonna have 2 on each of them. Okay, so this is the last one from here. They can still fall out, of course, if you're like turning this down. Yeah, they're just sliding. They're still sliding inside of the extrusion, but at least they cannot fall out through the slot to the front or to the side. But really, tilting it is not a good idea so much if you don't hold the ends together. I can guarantee, because you said that looks way too fiddly, the whole build is going to be super fiddly. My expectation is that this is probably one of the most complex builds you've ever seen. Because, not because it is complex, but it's so small and everything is very small, and that makes it just alone, the pure size of this printer is making everything a little bit more difficult. And then it's a Voron, and that makes it even more complicated. But I heard from a lot of people that building a huge Voron is actually easier than building the small one. But I said to myself, let's start with the small one first, and then maybe we're gonna escalate to the bigger one at some point in the future. Just need to find the right bag of screws here. M3 by 10. These should be the correct ones for the job. So we need 4. Insert 2 additional M3 nuts into the highlighted slot between the ones added to affix the 3 by 6. They will be used to attach the Z-stepper motor mount in a later step. Preloading nuts will be a common theme going forward as you continue the build. Pay attention to the preload callouts. Okay, I am paying attention, hopefully enough not to miss anything. So, we need the right screwdriver for this. That's good. Now we can see how good the threads are. Quality of the threads seems to be nice. Working. It's very smoothly going in without any issues. T-nuts, yeah. Probably for something for the future. Thinking about the Voron 2.4, for example, or any other build. So we have the B extrusions are prepared here. A, B, B. Well done. So far, so good. So slide-in nuts. M3 by 10. What's the next step? These are the 2 extrusions that are the bottom and top for the Z-axis crossbar, basically. Next one, orientation and assembly. Read the next 4 pages before continuing. Okay, so we're gonna read the 4 pages. This is how it should look like in the end. These are holding, did I forget the screws? Yeah, the M3x6, we need them now, actually. M3x6. I forgot those. Oh my goodness, Stream Deck is driving crazy. Working without the Stream Deck it's not fun. M3x6. Finding them. Here we go. Before. Okay. At least I think now they cannot fall out anymore. We're probably gonna fix them a little bit in place and then use them later. Unscrew them a bit when we are actually inserting the frame pieces. The vertical extrusions. But for now I think they cannot fall out anymore. But it makes it really much easier, and I must say it's definitely better. Okay, spacing isn't important at this point. This is the way, okay. And then we are sliding in those, what was it? Yeah, it was the one with the 2 holes, if I'm not wrong. Let me see what was the vertical ones. The Z rails, they had the 2 holes in there. Yeah. So we're basically sliding them in there. Let's see how this works. Let's just see how it works. I'm not sure if it's such a good idea overall to skip the linear rail cleaning, but we're gonna try out how this comes all together. So we have this vertical frame piece here. Here's the nut bar, and this is how it slides in. And then we have this little hole here. Unfortunately, my screwdriver doesn't fit through. It's just a little bit too small here. I think it won't work. As the diameter is a bit too large. So we actually have to use the tool to come with the kit. Fortunately, that is this the right one? I'm not sure. I think this is not not the right diameter. This is a 1.5. No, it's not the one. Yeah, this is the right one. So we're gonna put them through the hole, and then we can now tighten the screw here. And then still need to make sure that we have the correct distance. That's the tricky part, probably. Yeah, I just want to figure out how well this works. Well, seems pretty well. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be working. And then we have these wrench access holes where we can tighten up these 2 screws to hold these vertical extrusions in place. You should have 2 M3 nuts in this location that were preloaded on page 27 before tightening the screws. Yeah, that's correct. Good. Direct drive versus Bowden. If you're planning on running a Bowden setup, preload an additional 2 for a total of No, I think we're gonna go for direct drive in this case. This is not Bowden setup. Only way it could be more complicated and have more tiny parts would be if it was in a powder form, yeah. That's correct. Okay, so we don't need to preload. Is this just about is this only about direct drive? If you're planning on running a Bowden setup preload, an additional 2 for a total of 5. What? Okay, so we basically have 3 anyways, and then additional 2 if we would have a Bowden setup. Or so we're gonna just reload 3 in each. Okay, I get it. So this is how it looks like from the back. We're just putting 3 square nuts in for each of the back extrusion slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how long before it prints a Banshee? That's a very good question. My anticipation is we are going to do this build for the next 3 to 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Depends, of course. If I get some time to, if I get to do some building in between the streams throughout the week, I might be able to finish this faster. You will be able to follow along what I'm doing in the meanwhile anyways through the Instagram. Through my Instagram, so if you want to see pictures of the progress in between the streams, then just go to my Instagram, check it out, and I'm gonna post some pictures from time to time or some videos so you can see what's happening. By the way, let me double check. Okay, it's all good. And we have 13 people on Twitch. My goodness, this is getting better and better. Anyways, my plan for the next couple of weeks is that I'm going to try streaming, trying out a new schedule. So Wednesday evening, like today, is gonna stay for the foreseeable future. We're gonna do a late night stream, at least late night for me, right? It's 9 o'clock when we start this. We're gonna do late night streaming on Wednesday, hopefully every single week, unless there is a good reason not to do it. But for now, I see that we can actually keep this going on Wednesdays. And an additional morning stream. So morning means Central European time morning on Fridays, which is a little bit, I would say, unsure yet, but I'm trying my best. So we're gonna take a little bit of time on Friday morning, at least, to do some stuff here in the studio. Maybe that's gonna be more like a studio build chat session and deciding on things for the back wall system and stuff like that. Like it depends how this goes forward. But I have so many things to do here that we definitely can spend more time together. So loading, preloading the nuts is definitely done. 3 on each side. The next is extrusion. I think we need to preload. I'm not sure actually. Aren't they using preloaded nuts for this extrusion? For the stopper? I'm interested. Are they using the stopper in the rail? Maybe we can just try it out without cleaning the linear rail yet, but we can at least try the length. And the question is also, is the length of the rails, are they all like equally sized? That is something I wasn't really aware, but we could just figure that out. Looks at least that they are kind of similar in terms of the length. So we have these look pretty much identical if I'm honest. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least these are identical. Why this one looks different? Has a little bit of... Does it have a different color? Or this is still the same length? Okay. Not sure why this is actually different. It looks like it has just a little different color, but it's probably... That's interesting. This one is labeled Heaven and this is LDO. Why they have different linear rails in the kit, I'm not sure. Very good question. But they are all the same length. So maybe just open one of them. For now. And we'll try how they are going to fit on. So surprisingly, they are not very oily. There might be some anti-rust oil on there, but it's not it's very little only. Probably still want to clean them before we actually use them. So let's turn this around. There is the nut bars, and the nut bars is, I think it's supposed to be holding the linear rail in place. Question is, where do we put them? They align now. There's 2 center holes, and then we have a final one. Now my question again is, when we have placed them, they fit the nut bars perfectly in length, but it doesn't answer my question. I was wondering how to assemble or how to fix the stopper. This is all going on top. Maybe that is the case. It's going through, right? This is a little bit difficult to see, but I guess this is actually the case. These are fixed in place, but if I'm honest, it looks like the stopper here is actually placed on top of the last hole. Is it? Not sure. Not entirely sure. Position the rail. No stoppers at this end, M3/8, but this doesn't say we should preload a M3 nut or something for that. Good question. The bars and the rails seem to pinch the extrusion to hold the rail slider in place. X-axis is even, okay. Not allowed. We want a loft at your building. So you don't want me to do builds in between the streams. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, how do you see this? Is this, for me, this looks a little bit like the stopper piece is going through the last hole of the extrusion here, through the last hole of the linear rail. It is not really mentioned, but like this drawing is a little bit unclear. It looks like this stopper sits on top of the linear rail and goes through the last hole. I'm not. This is at least how I read this, right? Probably makes sense because, like, if it's, I mean, it could also be placed on top of the extrusion here, and then this would probably still work to stop this block from moving over. It's still gonna work. But on the other hand, it doesn't say that we should preload any M3 nuts into the into the extrusion here. So it cannot really, like, where should it be? Like, where's the counterpart for this? It doesn't seem like that. That's my open question. Like, let's see how this is. Is there a better drawing here somewhere? Here again, it looks like they're not sitting on top. Here it looks like they're sitting on the actual aluminum extrusion. So for that, if that is the case, we definitely need some kind of preloaded M3 nut. This is weird. Let me see again. No drop nuts. Where's the nut? Yeah, the instructions won't call out nuts that were inserted in a previous step, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes. You can assume that all screws that enter extrusion slots thread into a nut. So in a way, we can anticipate that this kind of mount here, this stopper, will require to have a nut inserted. Yeah, it's basically just okay, you know, this goes through, and that's why there should be an M3 nut. Basically, it's just the conclusion of this drawing is, yes, because there is a screw going through the extrusion slot, there's probably going to be a nut. Okay, maybe that's how we should read this. Okay, same here. The fact that we have a screw going in here into the extrusion slot makes us, okay, this is clear for us. There needs to be a counterpart nut. Maybe that's just how we should read this. It makes sense. Okay. I mean, if I know that, then I can handle that. It's good. Just have to be double careful, not missing any insertion pieces. Okay, we're gonna Print no drop nuts. Skip 36. Okay, not there yet. Okay, mine stoppers. Blah, blah, blah. Orientation and assembly. Great. Why don't we just do that? I'm gonna insert a little notch here. So I'm just doing that. Inserting the two nuts here for the Z stopper. Ooh. Sliding them in. Number 1. And 2. The positioning is a completely different question. Like, probably we're gonna move this up and down and in all kinds of directions later. Anyways, but for now I think it's okay if we just fix this stuff in a decent position. What screws are required here? Is this mentioned anywhere? M3x8, okay. Here we go. 2. So we have our nice stoppers here. Okay, and we can slide them into any of the preferred position that we want anytime. But I guess it's okay if I do the cleaning, and at least the cleaning I can do as soon as I have the ultrasonic bath. Because that's rather messy and probably not so exciting to watch. Okay, so we have those stoppers in place now. Good. Next step is I'm gonna do the top piece that just the counterpart, another B extrusion. This is our B extrusion, sliding it over, same procedure, finding the screw and just tighten that up a little bit. And you see, I mean, one of the critical parts of this whole build here is at one point we need to square this frame, because you see this is this is how it's like. It's not really held in a square place. It's not automatically doing this for us, so we have to do the squaring of the frame very carefully and very precisely. Also the distancing of these two rail extrusions, where the linear rails for the Z-axis are going to be. Distance needs to be perfect. Squaring of everything needs to be perfect. Positioning in the slot, distancing to the outsides, that's super critical. One of the most critical parts probably. H extrusions. We're still not doing any kind of positioning here, like any kind of squaring or precise distancing. It's just like putting stuff together. H extrusions are, oh my goodness. Which ones? Probably the ones without anything, right? So there's no holes. Let me double check again. These are the H extrusions. Oh no, they have holes actually. We have 2 of them. H extrusions which have holes, but which direction are the holes pointing? Outside. Yeah. Okay, the holes are pointing outwards, so we can access the screw from to tighten them up. That makes sense. So, H extrusions. These are the H extrusions. We have the holes here. So we need to have them in a way that we can reach the screws here. Now we can go from the side and tighten this up a little bit. This is already going to help us squaring the whole frame. Probably want to put this down now. Okay, this is okay. That's good. Don't want to overdo this, so it's not destroying any of the threads. And aluminium is not a very hard material, so it's very easy probably to harm the threads if you are overdoing this. This looks, like in terms of squaring it up, I think it's good. We should probably release those a tiny bit so we are not creating any tension here by from the Z extrusions. So they're not gonna fall out now, but they're at least not creating any tension on this frame before we tighten this up. This is my intention here. So just giving it a little bit of slack here so we can finish this frame here. So we probably want to triple check that all of these little steps here are nicely aligned. This one looks like there's a tiny, tiny step between those two pieces, but we can fix this. This is much better now. So from my point of view, this piece should be quite squared now. Now we still can move around these Z extrusions, so we can position them in their final position where they are equally distanced from the side and also from each other. So we should briefly tighten them up a bit before we finish this. We're still not done. Okay, so this is the back side of the frame, so it's gonna stand up like this, and the bed is gonna move up and down on these two linear rails here. That's gonna be mounted here. Okay, built on a flat surface. Yeah, I think my table is pretty flat. I have a nice table surface here. And we can always like release those screws a little bit if we figure out like this is not perfect yet, and still like do this. Okay. This is how it should look like. Now we're coming to the distancing. I think this is the interesting part now. Adjust the positioning. And this is still roughly done in a way that the actual alignment is going to happen when the kirigami bed is mounted and we are actually able to slide it up and down. And then we're gonna release it again into at least one side. We're gonna release it again, and then we're gonna have it like a little bit slack, moving the frame up and down so it can reposition itself again, and then we can tighten it up again. So I think it's just basically trying to make it as good as now as possible. Plastic spacer would be a nice thing to have in the kit. Yeah, the thing is all these plastic parts are 3D printed, so it's ideally that would be an aluminum CNC part. If I would have to choose, I would rather prefer having a CNC part that could help here. 500 nozzles. Oh my goodness. Yeah, watching longer gives you a lot more nozzles. I see, I see. Okay, let's see. Next part. We're gonna try our best to position these correctly. So we're gonna try to space them 58 millimeters from the corners. Let's see. What is the best and most precise way to do this? Probably using a caliper. Hopefully. My digital caliper will help here. It is probably not the most easy way to do this. And you probably also need a fresh battery at some point, it looks like. That is homework. So 58 millimeters, we want to be spaced from the corners this way. Not the easiest thing to do, honestly. We can kind of figure this out. Let's maybe put 58 in first and then lock it in place. How? It's not easy. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think this is good. So we should have exactly 58 millimeters. We are still a little bit too far in. Okay. Don't want to move this around now. Not over tightening this. 58 on the other side. Looks good. And finally, here, 58 millimeters. Great. And here we go. Good spot here. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we're gonna double check again. This looks good. It also says roughly 58. Anyways, I think this is just a starting point, because once we are assembling the bed against this linear rail, we're gonna have to loosen them up a little bit and make sure that everything's square one more time. The 90-degree angle, how could we check that best? I think we could use a trial. Not sure if I have a small one here. Probably have to get it from my office. Yeah, but like, the question is also, like, what could we do if it's not square? Because those extrusions are sitting on top of these other, like, very much, there is no way to realign that in a way. Like, it should be 90-degree. If not, we have a problem with the extrusions and we could not use them anyways. Okay, so next step here is the counter stoppers. I think that is... Okay, I will just insert them for now without knowing exactly where they are gonna be in the end. Just doing that. Let's do that. I'm gonna use again two square nuts and a no drop. And the M3x8. And then I guess we're gonna do a little break for the giveaway. So I have one nut here and a second one. Yeah, so for now I'm happy to reposition this anytime. Just sliding the stuff in, and then we're gonna do the final one later. Once the rails are cleaned, you can bring them in and just putting them on top of this. On this rail here, on this, but now I think now can at least not fall out anymore. You see, I mean, anytime later, once we have cleaned up the linear rails, we can just put them in between here. That's it. I mean, I don't see a reason why this has to be done right now until like we want to mount the bed finally onto this. Then it makes, of course, sense that we have it done, but for now, we're still good. Okay. We're continuing with the Kirigami bed. We're gonna jump out basically to the Kirigami assembly manual. This is the I think this is not the installation. I think there was a separate little guide somewhere linked from, I don't know if this is page 36 actually. Was it? Let me see. Yeah, the files are specific, yes. I think we need to check this guide here. This is the page 36. And we're over into a new guide. So this is the confusing part. We basically have a multiple different web pages that we need to follow along. The size of those extrusions, this is, what is this actually? I think it's 15 by 15. Not 10-10, it's 15-15. So basically we have a Voron build guide. We have an LDO documentation, which points out the differences. And then we have one major, I would say, difference, which is the Kirigami bed, which is another manual. And that is the frame. So, where is the actual guide? Let me see. It's just going down here. Check your metal frame. Okay, check your metal frame. I think the question here is whether this is square. So let's double check that. We can use an extrusion to see whether these back elements are parallel, and which they are. They are. Looks great. So this is the Kirigami bed mount That's basically replacing an extrusion. A Kirigami bed mount is replacing the bed mount that's made from multiple extrusion and 3D printed parts. It's more precise and supposedly also a little bit more lightweight. So that's what we're going to do next. Putting this frame to the side for now. And that is our next build step. But as I told you, giveaway is happening right now. Going back to the giveaway page. Let's do this again. We're giving away a laser engraver machine, a compact laser engraver, auto laser maker. And how to enter? It's basically just check your nozzle balance by entering exclamation mark nozzles. If you want, you could just also say ticket max, ticket, exclamation mark ticket, and then space max, and you can enter the giveaway. We only have 2 people entering. You can imagine, like, if currently only 2 people are entering for this giveaway. 3 people, okay. Alexander, you're trying your luck. You're trying your luck today. Like, Alexander has already won something, but it's fair, right? There's 10 people now on the stream. You should you should enter. Oh my goodness, Alexander just put 500 tickets in. My goodness, you really want that thing, right? Oh my goodness. So guys, it's now time to wake up, right? If you're sleeping now, you should wake up. And in the Twitch chat, Porphyrius starts to cry. So in the Twitch chat, enter the giveaway as it's described in the public page. Ticket max is the command to execute now in the Twitch chat. You are not entering the giveaway by default, right? So you're basically, if you're not putting in the tickets, then you say you're gonna keep your tickets for the next month. Do it. It's up to you. It's up to you. And a laser engraver is probably also not for everyone. It's also, I was debating with myself, should I keep using laser engravers? Now I'm coming back to this a little bit more, but you need to have a ventilation and stuff. It's otherwise a little bit messy. But yeah, we have 3 people entering the giveaway at the moment. I want to give you the chance to do it. Has anyone any questions about how to enter the giveaway at this point in time? I'm willing to explain it happily to everyone again. Just raise your questions in the chat. Okay, gonna execute giveaway for you again. So, giveaway is, the website is here. It's only available, or the giveaway only works if you're watching from Twitch. And Alexander, tickets max is not correct. It's ticket max. Yeah, maybe we need to introduce an alias. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe that's people mistyping this. We should have an alternative command that's ticket and tickets. Maybe makes sense to have an alias. Let me do this. Tickets. We can do this. I think we can do an alias. Tickets. All right. So you should be like, if someone mistypes this now, it should work still. Good. Yeah, I think this should work with ticket and tickets. Good. Good. So now people are like getting there. We have six people entering. Now we see. Now things are happening. 1,200 tickets entered. Okay. So again, if any one of you has still questions how to enter the giveaway, let me know now, because I'm going to close the giveaway in a couple of minutes. Test. Okay, it looks like there's not gonna be more than 6 people for tonight. What I would like to ask you one thing, like, please, if you, I think what I want to ultimately achieve, and this is definitely something for the upcoming streams. For the most part, for the last 5 years, I have been making YouTube videos, and that means I have been publishing long form content here on YouTube. And with the live streaming, it's not going for so long yet, but I would really appreciate if you could help me a little bit by distributing, if we announce a live stream, distributing it to your social media if you think it's valuable, and helping me a little bit to bring more people onto the live streams that are probably already watching 3D printing content. I missed yet to make a YouTube video basically to announce the stuff and explain it. I think this is something for the couple of the next week to do, so that maybe people who usually watch long form content on my channel only are like actually understanding that I'm streaming and when I'm streaming, and so these kind of things probably take a little bit more time to settle down. Doing a countdown. Okay, let's do a countdown. A countdown. Live countdown. Okay. Let's do something. What do we do? Easter. Let's do an Easter countdown. No, not 3 days. It's not what we wanted. Okay. Let's see. Day. What's today is 29th, I guess. Is it? Oh, 27th. I'm sorry. 27th. Okay. Do we have to enter an hour? Oh my! Why is this so complicated? This looks better. Date. Why do I? Why? Why do I have to enter a date, my friend? Today. It's 11 p.m. and 15 minutes. Okay, make countdown. Okay, so this is my countdown. you have 1 minute left to do this, okay? Uh, 50 seconds to go. 50 seconds to go. 40 seconds for entering the giveaway. So double check here. 6 people entering tonight. Chances. %, something. Oh my goodness. 12 seconds. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so we are. Is that my goodness? Do I have to go back here? Okay, so we're closing the giveaway and we're drawing a winner. We have. Oh my goodness, friends! If I look at the numbers here, I think some people saved their tickets, right? It doesn't, it can only be, right? So I remember that, oh, where's my window gone now? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here. Some of you saved your tickets and I refunded also from the last time because we basically have done the giveaway. So next time, I'm aiming for 10 people for next time, honestly. Next month, we're gonna do this end of April and we're gonna multiple announcements, people to watch the live streams, join, enter the ticket. I hope that we're gonna get at least 10 people for next time. And then next time maybe 15 people and then next time will be 20 people, okay? Alexander, you will win it. I am not sure. Because it's still a random thing. It could be, but let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. If it's you, Alexander, then it's deserved. But you're also spending your tickets, and basically everyone gets resetted to 0. Okay, let's do it. Draw a winner. And it's not Alexander. It's not Alexander. Okay. Voron, a new winner. Congratulations, winning a laser engraver. Great stuff. Furious runs away and cries in the corner. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Next time. Okay, Voron, how we're gonna do this? I am sending you a private message on Twitch right now. Let me do this in the chat. So don't go away. Don't go away. So whispering, yeah, got it. Okay, so I've sent you a Voron. I have sent you a message. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? And Voron is going to send me your stuff over psychedelic. Yeah, send me your stuff in Twitch chat so I can exchange contact information with you, and then we're gonna arrange the shipment. Okay. Great. Okay, next time, should we announce the next giveaway? Should we do this right now? Maybe you're gonna get, should I get you excited? Okay, so this is the laser engraver for Voron. Gonna ship it out ASAP. Next month's giveaway. Okay, let's do this. April giveaway. I'm not gonna, like, it's too big actually. I'm just gonna show you the package because that's more lightweight. It's more lightweight. Oh my goodness, it's still too big. Is there anything written on it? Yeah. Okay, gonna bring it over here. Okay, so next month's giveaway. For April, we're gonna have a FlashForge Creator Pro 2 3D printer giveaway. That is a dual head 3D printer. That means it can print 2 colors at the same time, or not at the same time. It can not. Yeah, that's actually right. It can print 2 either. Gonna show post some pictures soon. So it can either extrude 2 different colors and print 2 things on the build plate, or duplicate it. Basically, you can print the same model twice at the same time, or you can have 2 different colors in, and then basically they have the two tool heads printing 1 color, and then the next color, and the next color, and the next color. Yeah. So, gonna put it on the main screen. Yeah, I'm gonna, like, let me do this quickly. Let me do this quickly here. Main screen, my friend. Yeah. Blah. Where is it? Here we go. So this is the printer, Creator Pro 2. It's an IDEX printer. That means independent dual extrusion. It has 2 print heads, and as I said, it can either print the same thing twice. That means you have a little bit of a reduced build volume in that case, because 2 parts need to have the space on the build plate, or you can just like put in 2 different colors, and then like this example here, you have a first color or a primary material for the actual part, and then you have a secondary material for the supports. So you could probably use some soluble support, or you could use different materials, simply like PLA and PETG, and print 1 material for the supports and the other material for the actual part, or multi-material prints with 2 colors, which is already, honestly, for most things, multicolor. If I'm honest, 2 colors, having 2 colors is already pretty good. It's already very much enough. I think Alexander has, he has also now a dual color printer that we have given away in February, and that has 2 different extruder motors pushing the filament in and swapping between the different filament colors on demand. And that's for like 99% of multicolor printing. That is already enough. And having more than 2 colors is nice, but very rarely used, I would say. Like you will find models that have now 4 colors, but yeah, it's most likely you're gonna be very, very well suited with dual color extrusion. Nice to hear that it works great. So this is, this is the giveaway for April. How much does it cost actually? 400, 500 euros at the moment. It's not too bad. It's not the most complex system, like not like the Bamboo Lab, but it's also very much like, since it is a little more simple, it's also hopefully a little bit more less of a problem if you need to do something or if you fix something. It's more using standard parts in a way. So back to work, I would say. Back to work. At least I want to do a couple of things here to prepare the Kirigami bed frame. And we have a couple of parts that I want to check how they fit together. Probably have to do some of the... we probably have to prepare them a little bit with heat sets. So the main topic here is we're gonna have these 3 printed parts, one of them holding the chain. This is holding the spindle, or the how's it called? The spindle nut. And then we have a cable wire guide to make our cables run nicely. Right. Then we have the front part, which is this is actually missing. I missed to print this. This is a... Why is it not loading the pictures? Yeah, this little piece is still missing. I have to print this. We can probably kick it off right now on another printer, because that's supposed to be a transparent part. And that transparent part is used to, there's an LED behind that. Come on. Just need to charge the battery off this little studio light. So there's a little LED behind this part, and this goes into the front element. It's basically like you stick it through here or you glue it in. And then you have the chance, or you can basically have it lighting up in different colors for showing different status of the printer. That's neat. Bed spacers, and then we have the heatset inserts. Heatset inserts for Voron is essentially it's all the same. M3 by 5. I think it's outer diameter 4 and length is, the outer diameter is 5, and I think the length is 4 millimeters. So basically it's a standard Voron heatset inserts, and this is what we need to do before we can do anything in terms of assembling this. So I need to get my little heat set press station into the studio. One of the next things here. We need to make a little bit of space here for this. Oh my goodness. And the studio is still super messy because of this whole panel installation story. And honestly, I'm gonna be so happy once we have this whole panel thing done. And we have more, like especially holding my tools is one of the things that I want to have my tools nicely mounted here. Like I have now my hex driver set already fixed to the wall. Want to have it accessible all the time. But for example, for these kind of clippers here, I want to have proper mounts and any other tools that we usually need. There should be like sections here. The idea that I had that we have like different parts of the studio wall having different purposes, right? So we're gonna have a section where we are more having the tool section. We're like probably also on the right hand side. I'm not sure if we actually want to have the tools here directly in the middle. We also have plenty of space on the right hand side. And we want to have tools there, and then we also want to have some LCD panels, maybe some display in a way where we are presenting the latest projects, basically. You need a hammer section, yes, for sure. We need a hammer section. We have rubber hammer, metal hammer, plastic hammer, like woodworker hammer, different hammers, basically. Destruction hammer. I mean, I'm not sure what this wall can actually hold. I mean, I actually have a couple of different hammers, but they are pretty heavy. But like, jokes away, I think we want to have place for all of the different tools, also for hammers. And probably here on the right hand side of the studio, and in the middle I want to like we can do some, like, maybe we do some kind of questionnaire in the community here on Discord, asking you guys for like ideas. What do we want to see here, right? You can also build some stuff. I have, for example, again, new project. I get my hands on this little thing here. If you know what it is, it's basically a wall lamp, and simply said, it is a very stupid thing at the moment. It's just it can display different patterns, but it's essentially it's very stupid because it cannot do anything, right? It cannot show the time, or it can't be. It's not interactive. It has also no Wi-Fi connection. It is. I think it's just from a perspective of a lamp. It's just a lamp, right? It's a lamp that can do stuff, but the idea would be that we have it, that we make it interactive at some point, so we can use it as a way, for example, to show some chat messages, or not chat messages, but basically we can use the chat to push some patterns onto it, right? And this is the thing. But it's essentially very stupid at the moment. I think it can only show different patterns, and that's it. Let's just try it out. But I think it has potential. There is a couple of projects on Kickstarter, I think on a couple of projects on, what was it, Hexter.io. Yeah. So stuff like that, right? So it has these pixels. They can be, they can have different brightnesses. But there's projects there, it's very simple projects actually, that use this as a real monitor in a way that you can access all of the pixels, and then you can basically have it as an interactive display. It's not colored, it's black and white, but it's one project that sounds rather fun. Or you can just have it displaying the time, right? But it's fun. With these kind of patterns. It's psychedelic. Yeah. So let's have it that good. So it's basically just showing stuff, pixels and lightning. And the thing is that we can make it a little bit interactive in a way and do some fun stuff with it. But you could also use other pixel displays, and at some point this is a nice fun project, but not for today. Not for today. Just wanted to show this to you, what I'm thinking about in terms of what I imagine for the back wall. I don't want to have it just being a tool wall, but really something that is also interactive in a way that we can have the chat, execute some chat commands for either using the virtual currency or cheering on Twitch once we can use that. And so you can send over some fun stuff. Okay, where's my heat press insert, my heat press? We can get it from the workshop. Bring it over. It's just taking a couple of seconds. Okay, on my way, So here it is. Let's have it right here. So we have it, we can use it, but it's not in the way. This is my double action heat press station, which I was building for for my computer case project, actually, because I had to do so many inserts, unbelievable amounts of file inserts, hundreds. Dreamwall, lucky guy Dreamwall, yeah. At some point, it's gonna be awesome. I'm already happy now. I'm already happy that I made it so far, but I'm really excited to do this, and I want you to participate, right? Honestly, I want you to send me ideas. Twitch froze, okay. Oh, this old man is off to bed. A few small shelves, yeah, good idea. There is, I mean, I found a couple of very good collections on printables. So of course I'm going to take a look there. But if you have specific ideas, I think it was here. Was it? Yeah, there's a couple of good collections. There's a mount collection that I found that is already a good start. So there's a couple of interesting mounts, buckets with different, either buckets that are fixed or buckets that can slide. Like basically just buckets for pencils, holders for like all kinds of tools, little shelves, hooks, of course, for all kinds of purposes and sizes, and then holders for screwdrivers, and yeah, all kinds of things. There's so many things. I can post a link, yeah, sure. This is the collection, and then I also found another collection that is similar. That's more about hooks, but the person that created this hook collection is also created a collection for all kind of shelves, right? So they have kind of good selection of different sorting boxes, sorting shelves. This is the filament. Actually, this is the exact filament holder that I'm using, with the difference that mine is not just for one spool, but I have this extension piece in between those two for like basically every spool holder, and then it can fit 2 or 3 spools, and we can put them a little bit more narrow together, so we can also basically just use the middle part. So maybe I can show it to you here. So we have that, right? So every single spool holder has, usually you only have these 2 pieces here, and then you can put a spool in between, and then I printed these extension pieces which are gonna which are put in between, and there's holes in here so they can be just pushed through, and that's why you can put a couple more spools on there. That's how it works. Good. Good stuff here. Now these are the collections that I found so far. I mean, there's a couple more. Honestly, if you look here, there's 1,000 collections of people having IKEA SCADIS attachments. But actually, here, this is my panel. If some people already collected it, this is my version of the panel, which is with standoffs and stuff. But there is thousands of collections about IKEA SCADIS attachments. It's unbelievable. So this system, that's basically surprising to me, has so many ideas. There's so many ideas. It's super hard to really you cannot look through all of that stuff. It's so much. So I'm trying to figure out the best ones. That's actually also something that I want to do. The keyboard holders. I have a couple of these little keyboards that I want to put in one of the corners. So it's actually we can have a couple of things there. It's really nice. Okay, but we're already derailing. We're derailing again. Let's come back to building. Thank you, Voron, for writing the message. I'm double checking. Did I get the message? Let me see. Let me triple check. Okay, from you, Switzerland, or are you? Are you from Switzerland? Ah, Schweiz. Grüezi. Wie geschmelzt? So. Okay. Nice. Then let's go back to the Kirigami bed mount. I want to prepare some stuff here. These are all the pieces that we need. And there is a couple of threaded inserts that we need to do. Let's heat up first soldering iron. So we are ready. And for this little purpose, so I'm going to have to take a look what we need first. I think we need to do a couple of thread inserts. Where is it? Here? No, this is not the right one. Where's my Kirigami? Here. The heat set insert. There's a couple of parts that we have here where we need... Why is it not loading the images again? This page has issues. This page has issues, not too little. So we're starting with this front piece, or so the front piece is the holder for spindle. Fortunately, I cannot show you here the heat press station, but I will do it here. While you can take a look at the manual. press in these 4, and we'll show you the result in a second. Temperature could be higher. Could be doing 260. What's the good? Yeah. Actually, we saw more of this. Probably have the cameras in a different direction now. The good thing about this station is that there's probably a low chance that you hurt yourself. At least much lower than using the soldering iron just barehanded, so to say. No, this is actually very useful. So definitely helping a lot doing this perpendicular, which is one of the biggest problems that I had when using a soldering iron for this. Like the perpendicular holding of a soldering iron is not easy. You can basically, you can probably train yourself, but now just pushing this down, you can just apply the right amount of force, is so much easier. Good. And we're done. So, result. Focus, my friend. Focus. Why are you not focusing? Here we go. So, 4 pieces done. Off for the next one. Next one is this end piece here. This is holding. This is supposed to hold the cable chain. I think that requires 3 inserts. Yes. From this end. These are M3 inserts. M3 inserts, they have an outer diameter of 5 millimeters and a depth of 4 millimeters. That's standard Voron dimensions. Basically all of the Voron builds use the same thread inserts. The Dremel press, yes, it's a standard Dremel station, the Dremel 220, and I also have a adapter. So if you're interested, why is this perspective? For the Dremel, I have a, let me see, where is this piece? Where are my models? Where are my models here? I think there is adapter for, good question. Where is it? Didn't I upload it here? Or is it just a collection? I'm not sure. Let me find it for you. Just don't remember where I had it. There's too many collections, my friends. I am sure I had it somewhere. My goodness, where is it? Oh, we have NFSV. SW. Nice. I think I collected some of the pictures there to print them for a good friend who wanted that. Still didn't get to do that. Absolutely have to do that. But where is it? My goodness, where is this stuff? Where is this stuff? Dremel heat press. I don't know. Where is it? I'm sure that this was some kind of adapter that was, I mean, you see this is, I think this is already one of them, is it? Is it this one? Could be. I'm not so sure. I think this is the adapter. I think there is another version that is a slightly different. Was it this one? No. I think it has, this is actually this one here. This is the adapter, I guess, if I'm not wrong. And this is inserted into the Dremel press, and then you can mount your hot iron into this. I think this is just a matter of what kind of soldering iron you have. This is a version that is probably for a thicker hand piece. So the shape is a slightly different one. I think I have found another one that is a little bit smaller because my soldering irons have a smaller end. So the hand grip is a little bit smaller, but you have to figure out which one fits your soldering iron. Basically, that's basically just the idea. You have this Dremel press, and then you print a adapter that fits into it, is mounted into the part where usually the motor goes in, or the spindle, and that has a extension arm, and that holds the soldering iron. And that is the only problem is really finding one that fits your soldering iron. Okay, you can probably edit the model and adapt it to your soldering iron, but there's plenty of different versions. And I think this is not even all of them. There's dozens of different similar builds. Some of them use completely 3D printed arms. Some of them use extrusions and a combination with 3D printed parts, and some of them are using some kind of Dremel-like pressing stations. So, but you get the idea. I think this is just simply, I think this is also one. Yeah, this is another version. It's basically doing all the same, right? They are all very similar. And they use some kind of arm that you can pull, and that presses it down perpendicular. And the main point is that you don't have to hold it yourself, and it's basically every single time it's doing the same movement. Okay, so let's do the next ones, and I can already find out what are the pieces that we also have to do. There's this one, the cable mount, or cable, what's it called? Organizer. Okay, so we have the chain holder. Let's do that one now. And I think you're also much faster doing this, right? Because it definitely takes less time to position, start, getting the right pressure, and also like ending at the right position is definitely easier. If you have to correct something like this, I wasn't far enough. Just a little nudge and that's it. And it's always pretty much perfectly perpendicularly inserted. Good, off to the next one. The cable organizer. Done. You see, once you get used to this, it's very fast. Now we have another two for the front piece. So, number one. I think here it's a little more critical that we don't push it too far, otherwise we're gonna come out to the front. We don't want to see that, so a little bit more carefully not to push it too far. And I think with the soldering iron you are gonna run into the issue that the tip of the soldering iron sometimes might push actually further out than the length of the metal insert. So you see there is not much space here to the front. You can already see like these are the positions where it would come out. But if you're using a tip of a soldering iron without a special adapter, you could actually push the soldering iron tip already through the part. And the Voron kit comes with this piece here, which is a soldering iron tip for heatset inserts. That comes with the Voron kit. The problem is you need to have a soldering iron where this fits on, right? This is kind of a standard, yeah, but it's not like not every soldering iron is the same. And this fits on the smaller ones. For example, these are like very tiny soldering irons, and there it fits nicely. But if you have a little bit of an older model, might not fit because the older soldering, like also mine, the older soldering irons have a bigger heating end, and that's probably not gonna fit that. Good. How many more do we have to do? I think we have, yeah, we still have one piece here, which is there's gonna be some Vago, what's it called? Vago clips. We're gonna have like the cables gonna go into these Vago clips, and then gonna like basically connect multiple cables for power supply for the heat bed. And there's one, I think there is one or two inserts required, or three. Yeah, there's 3 inserts required for this piece. Let's do them. And then I think we are done for most part. I think we're done with the first couple of pieces for, we can already build something. This one is a little tricky because it is not perpendicular to any of the flat surfaces. That makes it harder to insert it. So if you look at this, it's 45 degrees. So this is one of the exceptions where I have to hold the part myself in the right angle, so to push down. But at least I don't have to hold the soldering iron as well. So I can just focus on holding the part in a good position and then just pushing down the soldering iron. Otherwise it's even more complicated. Okay, I think this is good. And if you're not sure, you can use something flat, just while it's still hot, just push it a little bit. so it aligns, because it's still a little bit moving if you need to. So next one. Oh, where is it? One recommendation about these heat press adapters is turn off the soldering iron after 10 minutes. You should stop using it, because the soldering iron gets hot. Even the grip shouldn't get hot, but still, like, the heat